Welcome into Game Static episode 249. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or watching this episode. We have John here in the studio. John, how you doing, buddy?
I am here.
I am too. We are both here.
I don't know. I'm here.
Yeah.
We got some stuff to talk about.
I'm actually excited for today's episode. I'm looking forward to it. I got some fun stuff to talk about.
I'm not saying I'm not excited about it. I'm here.
Yeah. No, we are also watching WWE's Elimination Chamber, so just fair warning on that. We might get distracted sometimes. If you followed the show for a while, you know this is the routine when a PLE takes place.
Yeah,
So
when it's taking place at the same time we're doing the show, there's been a couple times, especially where like
big things
where
happen.
I'll be trying to talk to you and I'm like, he's not even listening.
Yeah, no, I'm focused on whatever's happening. So, this is a traditional thing for us. Is that we pretty much.
Fuck, this is a gaming show.
Oh, hey, we got Zach there. I didn't know he was coming. Hey,
I was just talking about you for next week.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that, man. I got.
We were talking about that before. I was like, he said you were off. I was like, is Zach off? He goes, yeah, he's off. I went, get that motherfucker over here.
Yeah, we'll let him talk about some stuff. Yeah, no, this is a surprise. Shout out to Zach back on the show today.
What am I supposed to talk about this week? It's a goddamn Nintendo show.
That's why I'm surprised you showed
Yeah,
up. I'm like,
I didn't know you were gonna be here.
like I had the thought. I was like, I wonder. I was like, Zach might show up, and then I was like, it's a Pokemon show. Why would Zach show up?
Yeah.
It was a hard consider. I'll be honest. When I knew I was gonna be off today, there was some shenanigans in my head. I was like, it's not fucking worth it.
It's totally worth it. You get to come hang out with us.
Because my first thing was
Get
like,
the mic.
Nah.
Get the mic.
No, I don't wanna.
Then why are you here?
It's
No,
been too long. He's forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because last night I was also off. I almost made a stupid video package to send you, and I was gonna say, "Fucking play this at the beginning of the show."
Just throw this out there, please. Yeah, no, hey, shout out to Zach, man. Yeah, this is a nice surprise. How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Good to see you, man. We were just talking about you before we started. So he's off next Saturday. He should be here, so we'll figure that out. So yeah, well, now, do we get you 2 weeks in a row then? Maybe. We'll
I
see.
mean, more than likely.
All right on. We get Zach 2 weeks in a row, and then he's gonna disappear for a while.
Probably.
So shout out to that.
You're gonna have to adjust your intro.
I know
from what you normally do.
I know. I have to get back on track, but yeah, no. We are watching Elimination Chamber. At least John and I don't have anything for you set up.
That's why I came in. I was like, "What the fuck they doing?"
I don't have anything for you set up, man. I'm sorry. I didn't expect you. That's why I didn't pull the TV out or anything. But we do have some stuff to talk about today with Pokemon Presents, with Pokemon Day and everything. Winds and Waves revealed the starters. Talk about that and the reaction for it. Resident Evil Requiem. I'm about halfway through the game right now, so I'm going to talk about that. Some more follow-ups on the Xbox leadership changes, with Sarah Bond basically being the fall guy, and kind of talking about that a little bit. Plus, from the looks of it, based on a leak, a game that we've been waiting for a long time might be coming out. We're going to touch on that here in a bit. Shout out to Dragon Ball. But yeah, no, some Sony pivots and everything of the sort. So if you guys could just make sure to subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. We'll shout out our sponsors and merch store later on in the show as well.
Real confused there for a minute because you were saying leak. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's he talking about leak? I sent him that backyard baseball video.
Yeah, that was official. Now Bondi messing up over here. So yeah, very exciting for that. But anyway, before we really jump into stuff, boys, anything you guys want to get off your chest? Zach, anything you want to get off your chest? John wants you to talk.
John wants me to talk.
He wants you to talk. It's your turn.
I mean,
Your game set game of the week this week.
I know.
Okay. Good deal.
I mean, that was an easy.
Every time you show up, you are.
Yeah,
I was
good
about to
deal.
say that wasn't even a question. I knew I was.
I wasn't ready.
I was about to say I knew I was getting someone off the hook this week.
Yeah.
I was gonna be having a look for something here in about
Speaking of
an
which,
hour.
speaking of that, fucking you calling it in a couple weeks ago, doing Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2 back to back. What is wrong with you?
Well, the Alan Wake one was strictly like, hey,
I know, I finally
it.
played Alan
Yeah,
Wake.
and then the other one was when I did the solo episodes. I'm just like, I just beat Alan Wake 2, so I guess I'll do this because it was really good. That game is great. Fantastic. That game is cinema, straight up. Although
Did you see that they're adding? It's apparently going to get an update for. I can't remember like really high spec graphics.
I didn't see that.
I can't remember the actual term off the top. I just saw it yesterday, so it's a newer thing.
Nice.
But yeah, it's gonna get a visual update,
Nice.
so people with bigger, fancier rigs can really make it look pretty.
Oh, dude, the game, the visuals and the cue and the all the visual cues for it is fantastic. I can't imagine what it's gonna be like on just max specs and stuff. Yeah, the game is so good. I still haven't completed the 2 DLCs yet. I've been bouncing around playing some other stuff, but I am gonna go play them. But the base game is just so good. I mean, it's like a cinematic masterpiece.
You ever gonna go finish the universe and go play Control?
You know, now that like I'm kind of like all in, like I'm genuinely excited for Alan Wake 3. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I kind of want to just see in what way are they like all connected. Like obviously it's like loose ties, right? It's not direct, but like I want to see how it all kind of intertwines. Like now that I've played both Alan Wakes, now I can hopefully pick out the things that like oh yeah, oh yeah, look at that. You know, so yeah, at some point, because the new one looks crazy.
The Control connection is the whole thing. Is like there's literally a point where the main lead, she's walking through some hallways, and there's just a doorway that just says, I don't remember exactly what it says, but it says it's some reference to Alan Wake. If it says like AW or something on the door, and then one of the DLCs is just straight up Alan Wake, or no, the DLC is AW.
Oh, okay.
And that's when people were like, what?
Yeah. No, I mean, I do want to. I've wanted to check out Control for a while. I mean, I had it downloaded on my Xbox for a little bit because it's still on Game Pass. So I'll play it at some point because the new one looks crazy. Like you know, the big reveal we had at Game Awards, the new one looks crazy.
So what were you going to ask about that, John?
I was when you were talking about Remedy, like the Remedyverse games. There was one that I was thinking of. I don't know if it's Remedy, right? Isn't there like a Quantum Break?
It is, as far as I'm aware, it is a Remedy game, but I don't know if it's part of the same universe.
That's what I couldn't remember if it was.
I'd have to do some deep digging because I don't think anyone's ever said it's part of this same universe, and there's no references within the game itself.
Because it's also like the Remedy game where it's like where you just kind of have that one off to the side.
I mean, it's a solid game, but it's like a one playthrough game.
Yeah, but it's like compared to the others.
Oh yeah, no, it's nothing compared to the others.
Right. Yeah, no, the Remedyverse is interesting. It's very, very interesting. Like I said, Alan Wake 2 is what really sold me. Because like with Alan Wake, you know, I was messaging you about it. It's like, I feel like it was the most 7 out of 10 if I'm being generous.
Yeah.
I would say a 6 out of 10.
And I very much told you for today's state, I don't think it's nearly as strong as it was when it originally came out.
Definitely got a lot of good laughs in the game for sure, because the dialogue is very of the age, you know? So I got a lot of laughs in that. But I mean, it's night and day between Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, because Alan Wake 2 is legitimately just like a fantastic game. So I'm really excited for the third one. The third one, from everything that I understand, shouldn't take that long to come out either, because the biggest problem with the huge time range from 1 to 2 is completely top to bottom, ground to the top, building the engine for it. That, to my understanding, so like the Alan Wake 3, I mean, it could come out before 2030, so that's not bad, you know, considering the time range of the first one. So that's not bad. What have you been up to? You been playing anything new?
Either of you know what Arknights is?
Yeah.
It's the TD gacha game. Well, the studio released its second game, Arknights Infield.
I saw that.
Which has been taking a lot of my time. It's really fun. It's your standard sort of action adventure gacha game, but one of its main selling points is that it has a whole you're not necessarily terraforming the planet you're on, but you're building a lot of factories to help people. So one part of the gameplay is just exploring the map and doing your normal gacha stuff, and then the other half is building up your factories and building all your stuff. And so a lot of that gameplay is just building your stuff what you necessarily need, walking away and forgetting it, coming back in about a day or so and be like, what was I thinking? I need to change this.
Yeah.
And then from there, then there's also its stock market, because there's 2 regions in the game currently, but to build equipment, you need each region specific money. So now you also got to play the stock exchange with each region's stuff. So everyone just maxes out their friend list and finds the people whose stock is the highest that day to sell shit to.
Nice.
So a lot of mine has just been factory and playing stocks.
Playing stocks. Yeah, that's something fitting for you. You know, the amount of money that you like to have on hand and drop.
Yeah.
No, I saw that that infield came out and it was being talked about pretty positively.
I mean, overall, the game is very well accepted. The main issue with it, which the community was divided about, and as far as I'm aware, still divided about, was just how their gacha pity system works because it's weird.
Mm.
Well, I shouldn't say weird. It's just different from what people have gotten used to as standard.
Right. That's fair. Also, something else to shout out, because I think shouting this out is the perfect example of, if it's not on the script, there's a good chance I might forget about it. One of my favorite franchises of all time literally could have made a game of the week, because the day we did last week's show was the 40th anniversary. Shout out to Zelda 40th. Didn't even mention it one time last week. Completely forgot. I didn't have it on the script. Completely
I was wondering why it was on today.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I shouted out, because it's one of my favorite franchises ever, and I completely blanked last week. That last Saturday specifically, when we did our show, was the 40th, and I out the mind. Did not think about it. My bad. Could have been Game Set at Game of the Week.
Oh well.
But then I did 100 line, which is still a great entry to Game Set at Game of the Week. So whatever. Yeah, no, shout out to Zelda 40th. Obviously, there was no big news or anything that came out from Nintendo, because Nintendo is super focused on Mario right now, with the lead up of the Galaxy movie, and then also with Pokemon Presents happening yesterday as well. So that was their focus. But I still think Zelda's going to get something this year, but it's going to be in a direct. Like, there's going to be in a direct in a month or two, where it's like, hey, we celebrated the Zelda 40th in February. You didn't celebrate. So now here's stuff for it. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's optimistic of you.
That is very optimistic.
It's Zelda. I don't think it's optimistic.
It's also Nintendo.
I
was about to say, what? Tears of the Kingdom?
Mhm.
It might get a new DLC for some accessories.
I mean, it just getting a DLC in general would be kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, but it's not going to be anything worth a damn.
It doesn't have one, so it could just get a DLC. That'd
or
be
maybe
cool.
it may go to what's the most recent Warriors? Age of Calamity?
Age of Imprisonment.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
More likely going to be going to that now that I think about it.
No, hey, I'm just saying they could totally do a DLC for Tears.
They probably won't.
And it just be strictly for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, because I don't think the Switch 1 edition could handle it.
Oh, probably not.
I don't think it could handle anything more than that game has got. That game is at, I feel like, max capacity of what you can put into a Switch 1 game. So it'd be probably a Switch 2 edition exclusive. Here's a big fancy DLC. Go have fun. I could see that. That'd be cool. But realistically, all they're probably going to do is just some re-release of a game. That's all it's going to be.
Probably.
I mean, if it's Twilight Princess, that's cool. That's a W for me, boys. I'll be good with that. But
Hey, John, one tangent. Why do I not see you on Fellowship?
I have been on Fellowship.
Have you?
Just not as much.
Oh, okay. I guess I've just been missing you.
That's
yeah,
because
he was on this week, I think.
Yeah, I've been on this week a decent amount. I don't have as much time in the evenings.
Gotcha.
Because
I know that's what I always see Hershey and
they're on a lot.
Yeah.
They're on a lot more than I am. They're also a lot on while I'm at work.
That's fair.
A lot of the times. But no, I've been playing it. Yeah, got back into it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I see Steve playing it. Anytime he has a chance and he's off work, I see Steve on
I mean, I see those two always on that I know John plays with, so I assume the new season, I guess the new characters they added are solid.
I'm not playing them because they added a tank and a healer.
And your DPS.
I wouldn't have a problem learning a tank, but I'm also playing a DPS I haven't played before.
Okay.
So I'm having fun with that.
Plus, why do you want to learn rotations? Because you got to learn that with tank. You got to learn which way to run. I mean, you already learn it by just DPSing, but still.
But yeah, it's also super straightforward. Like there's tons of like routing maps and stuff out there that are easy to follow. But yeah, it's one where I'll eventually learn another role. Probably tank. I don't know. Not a character I'm super into right now for the roles.
You guys ready to talk some Pokemon?
No.
Well, we're going to. It's Pokemon 30th. Pokemon anniversary. Yesterday. Pokemon Day. Pokemon Presents. A lot to go over. Did you watch it?
I was about to say, come on, man, you gotta have a little lead up where let's get shocked or not. Did you watch it, Zach?
I'll tell you what I watched. Winds and Waves.
That's the important part.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing you need to watch. So.
You didn't want to learn about all the new characters coming in to Unite that you can.
They are adding a lot.
They announced a shitload of characters for Unite.
Honestly, the only other Pokemon thing I would care would be Masters.
They did add OG Red, so that's pretty cool.
The mobile game.
Okay, yeah, I was. You said Masters, and my brain went Champions because we finally got information on it.
Yeah.
I don't care about Champions. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm gonna do it some, but it's more exciting to know that it's happening.
Right. Yeah. No. With Masters EX, OG Red was a pretty cool addition.
Hey.
I thought that was a pretty cool addition. Plus, just like the protagonist of Scarlet and Violet, but the DLC coded, so it's got Ogerpon and
what even is their names?
No clue.
Okay.
No clue. Yeah, because they've gone away from naming them after the versions like they used to in the manga. I have no idea what their name is. No clue.
If it's like super dumb, it's literally their names are just Scarlet and Violet.
Which those aren't bad names though.
I mean, they're not. But
yeah, but then
it's
you
sort
have
of lazy.
Yeah, it is. But then like you look at the rest of the manga, it's like you just have someone named White and Black. You have someone named Ruby, Sapphire. Or Sapphire's kind of
Which I guess it would also fit, considering we also have characters all named after each of the game's colors. So
yeah.
I guess it's fitting anyways.
Yeah, true.
Just all of them are actually look cool.
True. I did want to start off with Pokemon 30th with a quick question.
Nope.
Yes. For Pokemon 30th, my quick question for you guys, and it's not like a long, detailed thing, just quick, kind of shout them out. What is your top 5 favorite Pokemon games, mainline or spinoff? So feel free to throw some Conquest action in there. John, what about yours?
For me, Violet, Conquest,
great one.
I can't. It's. If I'm gonna pick, I have to have a Gen 2 game, like an original Gen 2 game. And if I'm gonna have an original one, I have to go Silver because it's the one that I had.
That's one I had too.
It's the one that I had first, even though I prefer Crystal.
Yeah.
I have to say Gen 5 as a whole. I avoided Gen 5 for a long time.
I think a lot.
But then you fell in love with it.
I avoided it for a long time, and when
our age group really did.
When
a little bit.
When I finally got into it, because I got into it years after it came out, and then it's just excellent games. And other than that, I have to say Pokemon Y, because Pokemon Y is when I came back to Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's what got me back in and going back and playing the generations that I missed.
Right. For me, I know my number one is easy. It's Platinum. Platinum is still my favorite. I love Platinum to death. I would say this could probably actually be pretty quick for me. So Platinum would be number one. Number two, I would probably give it to Sword and Shield. I genuinely enjoyed it, but there was also that large competitive element to it. I love Dynamaxing. 3, I'd probably give it to ORAS. Alpha Sapphire, the one I primarily played. I loved ORAS. Those are great remakes. 4, probably Scarlet and Violet. As much as people love to hate them, I thought the region was really cool. Buggy filled, yes. Really cool region. And honestly, the story was pretty solid as well. 5's a toss-up between either Conquest and probably Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Just because that is just a really excellent remake. It's probably a toss-up there. I feel like 5 could be like a 3-way tie between like Gen 5, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, maybe even Emerald, Conquest. It's tough to decide that 5th spot, but I feel pretty good about my top 4. I feel like Platinum is the easy number one, and after that, it's kind of like up in the air for me personally. What about you?
Silver, Fire Red, Conquest, Coliseum, Pokemon Puzzle.
Shout out to Pokemon Puzzle. That was a great game. But if there's one thing that people can take away from this is go play Pokemon Conquest. Pokemon Conquest is fantastic.
I would.
It's on all 3 of ours.
Side note: it is a tactics game. So
it is a tactics game on the DS.
Yes.
So first off, you need a DS, and second off, hopefully you like tactic games.
But if there's something you can take away from this, is all 3 of us had Conquest. Go play Conquest. It's a great game.
When you messaged me about this earlier, I was like, need to pull out my Conquest and play.
Yeah, because I did specifically say you could throw in Conquest if you wanted to. Are you gonna pick up Violet or Leaf Green for the Switch? They have the
I saw that they came out. Yeah.
they have the event stuff built into the game. Like from whenever the games originally were releasing, they have like the event Pokemon built in the game. So like when you complete the game, you get.
You think I was a child who went to events? I didn't even know events were a thing.
I mean, I didn't either. I'm just providing you news.
So this means nothing to me. I don't know what
It's-
any of this means.
It's more of just, hey, they came out. You could pick them up if you want to play them.
Yeah,
for,
and
for
you
someone like Zach.
Oh.
You
Okay.
have extra content. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, slight extra content. You can go catch like Deoxys and someone else. I forgot who the other tickets were for. Like Lugia and Ho-Oh, maybe. I don't remember.
Why would they be that? Because they're in the game? No, wait, no. Fire, red, leaf green. Sorry, not silver. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So it's like extra tickets. Like whenever you beat the game, you get like the Mystic ticket and the Aurora ticket, like in your key items.
Can I skill just destroy my game and go get it? Masingo?
What?
Masingo?
Oh.
Probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
Okay.
Yeah, probably some. I don't know. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wonder if they ever decided to take that code out eventually.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably.
That'd take effort.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, Winds and Waves though. What's the feeling on it? How are we feeling about Winds and Waves? Generation 10, man.
It looks pretty.
It does look very pretty.
It looks prettier than I expected it to be.
I think it looks fantastic aesthetically. I think aesthetically it looks phenomenal. Like this is my type of aesthetic of the region. That part sold me so quick. I was like, man, this region looks so dang pretty. This looks fantastic.
You seen the side by sides of Gen 9 water
Yes,
and Gen
yes,
10 water?
Yes, I have.
It's the funniest. It's like still moving, like just palette color
Yeah.
versus actually water moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drastic difference. I the one thing I did notice, and I messaged you about this, where it's like I did notice that like art style and graphically we're still in like that Scarlet Violet Sword and Shield art styles, but it just looks better, you know. But we're still in that same art style, which
It'll take a little. It'll take the next generation before they decide to change something. Probably.
yeah, do some drastic change.
I was about to say, because most of the art styles for like close generations are usually fairly similar.
Yeah, it is. Because from what I saw is that this is still like more or less the same engine and they've been using since Sword and Shield. So now it's like they've just completely mastered the craft of it. And plus have a higher power console to do more pretty things. And then further made water nice, Yeah, actually trying to make the environment look pretty.
But yeah, no, the Gen 10 looks like it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. For sure.
We saw it's like we saw a lot of the water. We saw a bunch of the different biomes. And we saw underwater.
I know.
So-
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like looks like we're gonna have some underwater exploration again.
Mhm.
It looks like it's gonna be pretty insane for Pokemon.
Yeah. Like the scale of it is kind of baffling, and it's like need to, obviously at some point, when we get the next trailer, hopefully really kind of further establish on what kind of scale, because from what we saw from the biomes, I mean, we saw like, just the general ocean, beaches, forest, plains. There was the volcanic. You can assume there's going to be some sort of like Arctic based area, and then the entire underwater. But I'm also wondering, like with the underwater, is it everywhere? Yeah, that's kind of my question. I would assume it is, but like if all of the leaks, lead true of where it's the amount of islands that it is, and there's a lot of water, man, can you just go underwater anywhere, or is it kind of like certain areas kind of thing? Like it's just stuff like that I question. I know it makes sense where it's like, well, yeah, of course you can go underwater everywhere. Okay, it's Pokemon though. That's why I'm
I was
presenting
about
the
to say,
question.
I wouldn't think with Pokemon and being like you can just stop wherever and go diving. I would assume it'd be like set zones.
that's what I
I
thought.
think back to like Gen 3 where it's like the color of the water changes so you
Yeah.
know you can dive.
Yeah.
I assume it's like that where it's like there will be a lot of them, but it's not like, oh, I'm surfing around, I'm just gonna dive right here to see what's down there. No, that's not happening.
I was about to say that doesn't seem like a Pokemon thing.
They might be stepping up their game, but it's definitely gonna make. I'm stopping and I'm
I
questioning.
don't care if they allow me dive everywhere. I just want them to give me as a undisclosed age Pokemon trainer a boat.
Well,
that I can have with my Pokemon.
how about a hoverboard instead? You like that?
No.
Okay, well, that's what you're getting, buddy.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, I already saw that the little board that the protagonist carrying around, it's the Rotom hoverboard. And apparently you use that to help you go underwater. And I'm like, how do you breathe? I have questions. What do you mean we're using the hoverboard to go underwater?
It's Rotom.
He can do anything.
He becomes a breather as well.
At this point, it's like, why is he even a Pokemon for us to go? He can just be anything. Let him just go be anything.
I mean, the
guess.
only kind of Rotom we're missing is like a fairy type, aren't we?
No, we're missing a lot of types.
I mean, jokingly.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of jumping around through Pokemon games, but we got the Pokemon Poketopia or whatever. We got we got Rotom Stereo.
Yeah, we did get Rotom Stereo. Yeah. We also got my boy Greedent in the game. We got two of my favorite random Pokemon featured in this game with Tangrowth and Greedent. That's great. Pokopia is going to be fantastic.
But yeah, we got the big question on Gen 10, though. We got starters.
We did,
Yep.
we did get the starters, yeah.
And,
Brout, Pombon, and Gekwa.
I'm happy with the water starter. I'm
I
fine
love
with
the,
it.
I love the name.
Gekwa.
Yes.
I love the name of it. That's the name is why I like the water one.
Yeah.
Honestly, looks like you got a grass chicken.
I do indeed have a grass chicken.
I loved everyone's comparison of just going back to Rowlet and just being like,
Yeah.
why are we fighting?
Yeah, or it's like they go to Rowlet. It's like, you didn't tell me you had a secret brother. At first glance, I was just like, it's okay. But the more and more I've seen about him with his angry little face, I'm like, I love this guy. I'll die for this guy.
It's the Duolingo bird is literally all it is.
Yeah. No, I was seeing like the different possibilities of what it could be just based on like, just general theories of people that are like from Indonesia and stuff like that. Where it's like he could potentially be like this certain type of owl just based on his eyebrows. There he could also be like, I forgot, it's like a nocturnal flightless parrot that's over there as well. He could potentially be that, especially when you read the description for him where it's like he's like running around everywhere. So it's like he's probably gonna be like a roadrunner-esque type. Either way, I think like he grew on me. Like the angry little face grew on me. I'm like, all right, you're cool. But by clear obvious, like Pombon is the universal favorite for a lot of people. Like the internet's exploding over Pombon.
There is one problem with it though. I know he's gonna fucking stand up.
Yep.
He's gonna stand up on two goddamn legs.
It's gonna make me so
Not
mad.
even without question.
It's the first thing. Me and Alex were texting about it as like right after it happened, and he was like, "Oh man, that fire starter is awesome." I went, "Yeah," until he stands up.
Yeah, I know that's what's gonna happen. The dude's gonna stand up.
But for the first form, he looks adorable. So.
I was about to say, I feel like they learned with Fuecoco, people will just take adorably dumb looking.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, we'll see. It's like I'm excited.
I did see a theory that Gekwa could end up becoming a Komodo dragon, which that would be pretty sick. I love Komodo dragons. I think.
And
they're
guess
super
what?
Cool.
Probably won't stand up.
Probably won't. Unlike Pombon.
I think they learned their lesson with Inteleon there. People don't want to see the water lizard stand.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully whatever they do with Gekwa, it's like hopefully it's great because like Quaxley had so much potential where like everyone thought Quaxley was going to go to be off like this cool ship captain, and then it becomes a dancer.
I was fine with Quaxley. Was I slightly disappointed? Yeah, but at the same time,
I was fine with it.
At the same time, I was just like, I'm fine with this diva.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I thought a ship captain would have been really cool, but whatever.
You know what was really cool though? Skeledirge.
Skeledirge was pretty sick. It's like the whole music based one with its little composer up on its nose.
I think the fire starter just wins most of the time.
A lot of the times it has the best.
I don't know. How are you with Masquerade? Is that how his name's said?
Meowscarada. Meowscarada was good.
It was fine overall.
It was probably the second best.
Yeah,
of the generation.
Yeah. No, I mean it was fine. I had fun. I had fun with it. It was fine. It got the job done. But
wasn't no music crocodile though.
It wasn't a musical crocodile. No, it was not. But no, I mean with the three starters, like for wins and waves, I think they're all fine in their own way. Like I will say, I think Brout's the weakest one of the three. I will agree to that. But I still like the little guy. I love my grass types. I'm here for it. I'm here for a good time.
It's a little angry bird.
It is a little Angry Bird. I've seen a lot of
So have I.
I've seen a lot of arts of that. I've seen a lot of arts of him being in the Angry Birds movie.
Oh yeah, no,
a lot.
It's finally started to infiltrate my feed.
Yeah.
and now it won't leave.
Yeah, it's been in there quite a bit. But no, one of the biggest talking points coming out of this as well is 2027 release.
Yeah, that was
that-
actually a nice announcement.
Yeah.
When it popped up and said 2027, I went,
Holidays.
you know what? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm very fine with that.
I mean, a lot quicker than I'm pretty sure everyone expected.
well, a lot further out. Everyone's
Well,
expecting this year.
We were kind of expecting
were we?
holiday this year,
yeah.
just because.
Even with ZA that came out this year?
Yeah, because
Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet came out the same year.
Did
yeah,
Mhm.
it's just one where it's like it. You would assume the new generation they would
Well, ZA
want
came
to
out last year.
they would want to try to put it towards
Oh,
the
yeah,
holiday
my bad.
season,
Yeah.
and they're not normally known for taking their time with Pokemon games.
Yeah, see, that's the big thing is that it's never.
But
they're never.
It
do
looks
that.
like they finally are like, okay, man, we've been eating it a lot with these games.
Yeah. You know, I saw a lot of conversation around this, whenever it got ended and stuff like that, and, how Sword and Shield launched, Scarlet and Violet launched and everything. And we've talked about it at the show. I mean, the problem with the Pokemon games is, number one, they make money, yes, but it's a very small percentage of money compared to everything else Pokemon makes. So
most
everything
definitely.
else, by natural default, takes priority. New cards coming out, plushies, and of course, the anime. So I think one thing that helped out is the retirement of Ash Ketchum and his journeys going through the regions,
Yeah.
because now you're not tied to, oh, we have to get, oh, sorry, you're working on Z. Well, too bad. Ash is about to go to Hawaii, so you need to get these games out, swap everything, make Alola, let's get moving. So I think the retirement of Ash going through his thing and doing more like standalone anime stuff, like Beyond Horizons, where they're kind of doing everything. Like, I think that helps out where it's like we have a little more flexibility. All we have to do now is kind of play with the TCG and how the sets come out. And we can have a little flexibility.
Yeah, it's like now our protagonist, he just goes on adventures.
Yeah.
It's like we don't need the game to. It's like we're not using the game to promote that.
Yeah. So I do think that helps, with how Beyond Horizons is set up, where they're just kind of doing whatever. In the Pokemon Presents, they tease that they're working on the future of the TCG, which I think is also, I think everything is built around trying to reformulate the schedule and basically the demand of the timeline of games to allow things to cook a little bit longer. So whatever we saw, with the Pokemon Presents Winds and Waves, looked good for what it was, but I think it's going to look even better. Coming out next year. So I mean, I'm super excited. This is immediately my most anticipated game for next year because, look, Pokemon's going to come out and I'm going to play it. I'm going to take a full week off from work and play it like I have the last two freaking generations, and I'm probably going to have 16-hour play sessions in a single day. Because that's what I did for Scarlet and Violet. I went and looked on the mobile app when they launched the mobile app for 3 days in a row. I played 16 hours a day.
Yeah,
Same thing's going to happen.
When Sword and Shield came out, motherfucker was playing when I went to work.
Yep.
And I got back from work and he was in the same spot.
Yep. Just play. That's how I am with new gen releases. So this is going to be my most anticipated next year automatically. I'm so dang excited.
Hey, we did skip over one thing with the Pokemon Presents here. I mean, how are we gonna avoid talking about the little Game Boy music player?
Oh, I know the game music.
It's a little thing about yay big, Zach. That's
Okay.
in the shape of a Game Boy.
Okay.
It comes with cartridges that have the soundtracks for various Pokemon tracks, and you swap them out to
Of
play the
course they
different
do.
tracks.
You have 45 cartridges.
How much is it?
$60.
Yeah,
No.
people are gonna shill for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's the red and blue. It's all 45 tracks in red and blue. They all come in different cartridges. You pop them in and play it. Little music box,
Just solely red and blue.
just solely red and blue.
All right. Yeah, people are still gonna shell out money
Yeah,
for that.
no, 100%, 100%. I did want to ask you guys though, because like we just talked about, everyone was kind of expecting Winds and Waves to be like the big holiday title. With that now coming in 2027, do you guys have any guesses what Nintendo's holiday title is? Because they already implied, unless they're pulling a fast one on us, that no 3D Mario's happening because obviously we had Bonanza just come out last year,
Yeah.
the DLC. Plus, Miyamoto already said that the Galaxy movie is the main event of the Mario 40th. We got nothing for Zelda 40th as of now. What the heck do you guys think could possibly be their holiday title? Do you think they're just trying to avoid GTA? What are we doing?
Unnamed re-release or remaster.
That's gonna be the big one. Xenoblade?
Persona 6.
Okay. Okay. Hey, could be Xenoblade though.
I mean, it could be a
It's been a
Xenoblade.
few years since Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I don't.
Honestly, really, I don't really got anything because I mean, as far as we're aware,
I was banking on Pokemon,
they're
so
not-
that's why I'm
as-
at a loss.
as far as we're aware, they're not cooking anything, so it's going to be a shadow drop if they give us anything.
Yeah, whatever this next direct is and the summer direct and stuff like that.
I don't know.
I
Maybe if I'm really lucky, they'll give me another Kirby.
I mean, they have Fortune's Weave, but I think that's more of a summer release.
Yeah,
so
I
still
think
don't know
that's
what
gonna be summer. I don't think it'd be a Xenoblade because the closest we would get that announcement would be summer.
But you'd also have to get the original Xenoblade director on it, and he's, as far as he's concerned with Chronicles, done with it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like,
Well,
I
he can
don't-
just go do a new Xeno something, you know.
I mean, still,
Yeah.
but
No, I have no clue what it could possibly be. Are they pulling a fast one on us and there is actually a 3D Mario cooking and ready to go for this year? I say no. I'm standing firm to my prediction that's not happening. So maybe it's just a new Zelda. Maybe it's just like a remake of the Oracle games, which I've been pitching for years. Remake of Link to the Past and the same art style as Awakenings and Echoes, for example. Maybe it's
I
that.
think it's gonna be a remaster or a remake for something, whether that be a Zelda game or whether like they didn't announce it here and like in the summertime we get the announcement for more like even just ports of like more Pokemon games, maybe they drop like 3 generations.
what if they go the FPS route and re-release Splatoon 1 on Switch 2?
That is a good point. Is what if they do a Splatoon launch? It's time for
Really?
Splatoon 4 or something.
I was gonna say, is it 4 at this point?
Yeah.
It'd be 4.
But I feel like if they were going to do a Splatoon 4, there'd be some build up to it.
Yeah.
Whereas like they could shadow drop like a remastered Splatoon, and the Splatoon fan base would probably
Yeah.
go nuts over it.
It could holiday season could just be like 1 or 2 remasters and then a bunch of ports.
I mean, people are gonna buy them. I know I will.
And it's like they're gonna make more money if they did 2 remasters and then like a couple $15 to $20 ports. They're gonna make way more money than a remake of anything.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, what if they do a report of like Zelda Minish Cap?
Oh, that'd be so great. Well, they have it on NSO, but man, you did like a Link's Awakening style remake. Ooh, buddy, I'm eating that up. I love Minish Cap. That's my favorite handheld.
That's
game.
apparently like the unsung hero of those DS links,
Yeah.
apparently,
Game Boy.
or Game Boy.
Yeah. No, I mean Link's. I mean, dude, look, Minish Cap, legit. I love that game where it could rival like the 3D games for me. I love that game. Like it's one that I would low key debate putting into the top 5 for me. Like right there at 5. I love Minish Cap to death. I think it's such a fun game. No, in terms of like remakes and remasters and like stuff like that, one thing that I thought of was Zelda. Because I'm over here and I have been for years, just like, oh, they're next remake they're gonna do is gonna be the Oracle games, or where they even include the 3rd Oracle game that got canceled but was kind of still in the games in some capacity, or they'll do Link to the Past. Let's another plot twist, and then we're talked about. What if they remade the first 2 games in that art style of Link's Awakening, and the art style of Echoes of Wisdom, and you do both the first game and Adventure of Link in a remake? I mean, it'd be like the same like world setup as what Link's Awakening is.
Yeah.
Obviously with Zelda 2, that was like a side-scrolling one, but I mean, you
You think they could get the HD remaster fix?
Yeah, exactly. Like I think like I think they could just get the remake fix. Like, I mean, those are games that they're still when you play them, you can tell that at least the first one for sure was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But like it's still ones that's not fun to go back to. I made a joke recently about Zelda 2 because someone said on the the Game Aesthetic Awards last year that Zelda 2 is their favorite game they played last year. You're lying still. I don't believe you. that game's not great. You know, it could definitely use maybe a remake treatment. So maybe they do that for the 40th, and that could be the holiday title. I think that would get people like raising some eyebrows, like, I wouldn't have expected this. So I don't know, that's something to throw out there into the universe. But I do agree. I think it's gonna be like a lot of ports and stuff. Like I can't see what else it could be. You know, maybe do they do Smash Ultimate Switch 2 Edition and add 3 more fighters, 5 more fighters? Maybe that'd get people talking.
I mean, it would.
Yeah, I mean that'd get the internet popping pretty quick.
That's not the Smash news anybody wants to hear.
That is correct. They want the next Smash.
That's the Smash
that's
news
the-
soccer I wouldn't want to hear either.
Yeah,
That is also correct.
That's the Smash news that all it's going to do is make people angry and go, why haven't you made another one yet? And then everybody's going to turn to Sakurai.
Yeah, I know.
Because he got his Kirby Air Ride.
He got what he wanted. Yeah. No, I feel like there's just like a gap right now for what it's going to be holiday, because it's like, there's still obviously like I've seen so much conversation recently about like, what is Nintendo doing? They've got nothing going on. Well, they still have to announce stuff, right? But like they're gonna have something. It's just the problem is based on timelines of things and like what we know of just how timelines work and what we've had come out. That's where I'm at a loss if I don't know.
You
what it could
think
be.
possibly we could get another heroin game? You know how like we've had the Peach game, and then also
This is Echoes of Wisdom.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the Zelda one. Think we could get another like heroin game released for holidays?
I can see that. Who would it be? Would it just be one of those two again? Who else could it be? I'm thinking. I guess you could just dip into Mario. You do like a Rosalina game. Ooh, a Rosalina game.
Rosaline would actually catch people's eyes.
Rosalina game would actually be pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie.
And I mean, it would fit with the whole releasing Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy coming out here soon. That's actually that would actually be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think a Rosalina dedicated game would get people talking. You know, Luigi's Mansion 4. That's one that I think could come out this. That was my prediction, wasn't it? Was a new Luigi's Mansion game. Yeah, there you go, new Luigi's Mansion.
Nah,
I don't think
not
that's
even
enough of
close.
I don't think that's enough of a holiday title.
No.
I mean, it's a good October game, but it's not gonna be one that's gonna
Yeah.
lead you through the holidays.
the problem is, I
probably-
don't know that they actually have a holiday, anything scheduled for the holiday, or they're going to have, they might be scrambling to try to figure out what they're putting there,
Yeah.
because you got to remember, we don't have a whole lot of new announcements, because all they've cared about is porting everything to the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
third
like
party and
they've been
everything.
working to get all their games on Switch 2 or Switch 2 versions, ports, new games. They're trying to push everything to the Switch 2, which is what all of the announcements we've had has been. It's just been every direct is just, hey, look what's going to be coming to the Switch 2 from the Switch 1.
So
Right.
it sounds like holiday's going to be a lot of ports and then DLCs for like Mario Kart World, things like that.
Mario Kart World needs it.
Yeah,
They've left that game barren recently.
it's like we may get something like they may have something that they were gonna have like a summer game
Mhm.
that they might shadow drop, and then be like, actually we might want to hold that for the holiday just so we have something there.
Yeah, true. No matter what I feel like at this point, no matter what they have for holiday, I think their biggest release of the year is Fire Emblem. Like that's my take on it. I think Fire Emblem is the biggest release of the year for Nintendo.
Oh,
As it stands, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I've already got that locked in.
Yeah, no, I know you do. You're hard on that train right now. But yeah, no at this point, I just can't see anything else being announced that would rival it. Like obviously there are, but I mean realistically, would the ones that could be announced?
Yeah.
Because there's not. I stand firm. There will not be a new 3D Mario coming out this year. Obviously, there's not a new 3D Zelda game coming out this year. That's not happening. You know, like I think Fire Emblem is their big title, and it's not even going to be holiday. I think it's going to be summer. Like it's going to be like July or September. So their holiday, they're like a holiday lineup, man. It's just like, what could it be? Who knows? New Xeno game, Metroid Prime 2 remaster. Again, just ports maybe. I don't know. I think Pokemon getting pushed out is a great thing for Pokemon. Bad thing for Nintendo's holiday lineup. That's my stance, though. Let's see.
I mean, you think we'll get another 99 something?
Oh, that's a good.
No.
Point, Tony. Yeah, they did that like what 2 or 3 times on the Switch generation.
Yeah.
So
I think they've realized that time has passed. For the
I mean,
most
it
part.
was very much a niche thing.
it was. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think there was anything else of Pokemon worth shouting out. We basically went through everything. More or less everything. I mean,
Yeah.
shout out to Gale of Darkness coming in SO in March. Shout out to that. Oh, Champions.
Oh yeah, Champions releasing in April.
Yeah, and for
Well,
Switch.
Switch version releasing in April, phone version releasing later this year.
Yeah, so shout out to that.
That it's like that's just exciting because I'm looking forward to that game coming out so I can see what the functionality and how everything works in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they need to get out quick because they've already confirmed, obviously, that Worlds this year will be all played on Champions. Like this past Worlds was the last one with the games, so starting now, it's all gonna be Champions. They need to get that out.
So people can start.
Getting comfortable in Champions and kind of moving forward for Worlds this year. And I think this one was in San Francisco. So, hey, one random thing to shout out for Fire Red Leaf Green as well. You know, I mentioned they had the event tickets. There was also some data mining found that is showing where the games have support with Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, like the original games. So possibly pointing that those are going to be released as well down the line, which that would be cool. Like, you know, obviously me and you were kind of critical of Fire Red Leaf Green, where it's like it's cool, but we're tired of Kanto, right? That was mine and your stance on it. If that drops, I'll probably buy Emerald. I mean, I like Hoenn. Hoenn's fun. I like Gen 3. So if those drop, I'll probably buy Hoenn day one. Yeah, I'll probably buy Emerald. That's fun. That's good stuff.
I understand why everybody likes Hoenn so much. It's not my favorite because it's one where it's like I didn't grow up with it. I came back to it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's still a good region, a good generation. It's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah. I still have like
I think it's just because they have no fire types in their generation.
No, that's fourth.
Is that fourth?
That's fourth.
Okay, my bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, fourth generation. The only fire types that you have in Diamond and Pearl was the Chimchar line and a freaking legendary Pokemon with Heatran. That's it.
Yeah.
And you have a fire type Elite Four member.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that decision?
Yeah. No, third generation Hoenn. I've played it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just it's not exactly my favorite.
Yeah. In terms of regions, it's definitely one of my top favorites. Sinnoh is still my favorite. I love Sinnoh so much. After that, you know, a hot take for some people, I think my second favorite region is probably Paldea. Like I said, I really just like the region. I think the region is super cool. I'm a big fan of the actual region itself, but Hoenn would probably be my third. I love Hoenn a lot. I still have the memory, like very vividly, of going into the OG Hastings before they got the bigger one in town for us, and buying Ruby when it came out, like, or my grandfather buying me Ruby. I still have that like in my brain.
Oh, I remember going to Toys R Us and picking up Silver.
Nice, yeah, nice. Rip to Hastings and Toys R Us both. Rest in peace. God bless. But no, I think in terms of Pokemon,
Yeah.
I think
Well,
we
that
did
was
everything. Though.
that was like the other day. You messaged me. And you sent me that picture. And you're like, oh man, it's cool to see a Hastings logo.
Oh,
out in
he
the wild.
sent.
I don't know.
yeah,
He sent me that picture too.
I don't know if I replied back to it, but I saw that out loud. I went, no man, that's just sad.
That's just sad.
That's just sad. It reminds you it's gone.
It got even worse, John, because he sent me that picture. I went, because it was the game Beyond Two Souls. I went,
Yeah.
Did you buy it because of the game or did you buy it for the tag? And he said the tag. I went, God damn it.
Yeah, it was $4, $5, whatever. No, I picked that up and I made a joke to the store manager. I'm just like, man, you know, it's kind of insulting that you've got this one priced for $5 and you have every other Beyond Two Souls priced at $6. This is a relic. This needs to get priced more. And he got a good laugh at it because he loves Hastings too. And we just reminisced about Hastings for a minute. They told me they also had some old comic books with Hastings stickers too. And I'm like, tempting. But then the other thing is later on that day I went to another store and I found a unicorn. All right. Did I send you that?
No.
Okay, so I only sent him that.
Oh no, the Master Chief.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did send me
So
that.
for record, what John just said that he saw that picture of the game, and he's like, he didn't respond. No, he did not respond, but he did respond to the Xbox because all he said back
so
was
much random shit throughout the day that day. I was like, I replied to it at one point. I was like, what are you doing?
No, yeah,
He was running around a lot that day.
I sent him the Xbox.
It's in the middle of a work day.
I was out of town it was on my lunch for the record.
It's a long ass lunch.
He works out of town.
I was out of town for work, man. I'm stopping by the local spots and that where I was, seeing what they had.
I was just my phone kept going off. I'm like, what is this guy doing today?
Yeah, I bet you were sending your question like, this dude just off work? Did he just like take a day off? What is he doing? But no, I found a Halo 3 Xbox 360. It was priced at $600. The box is a little banged up, kind of similar, dude. It's kind of crazy. It's almost mirroring like my collector's edition I found, where the box was kind of messed up, but everything inside was pristine. Whoever owned this, they never played it. It still had like the original like peel off stickers off the controller. Like, dude, that's insane.
That's if I ever bought that, I would never plug it in.
Yeah,
because
same.
I would never want to know if it got red ringed.
So it was tested.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, because they had to test it. He said they did test it. And there was nothing went wrong. So I was just like, that's tempting. He's like, I'll knock $100 off. I'm like, that's tempting.
He was gonna knock $100 off.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Affirm that shit.
That would have been a very uncomfy thing to do at that moment.
I almost tried to talk him into it, and I was like,
wow.
if you wouldn't have said it would have been an uncomfortable purchase, I was ready to talk you into it.
If I would have got it, whether if it was a firm or a credit card, cash, whatever, it would have been an uncomfy purchase at that.
Wait,
in this
you
moment.
saying that saved me from bullying you into it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that because that was a unicorn. But I'm gonna probably head back over in that area here at the end of March. So I'm gonna be curious. I'm gonna stop into that store and I'm gonna see if it's there.
I mean, it's a decent price. So I mean, it's literally just gonna be collectors who would pick that up.
Yeah, I know. They had a lot of good stuff. Like one thing, like I'm walking through and I get it to the glass case. And just immediately, I make a comment to this guy. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, did somebody come and just drop their entire collection to you? He's like, yes, actually, one guy dropped everything that you see right there. They had every single Trails game physically. Every single one. All of the re-releases, John. Every single one.
I didn't get this picture.
John's about to go spend some money.
You did not get that picture, no.
I didn't get that picture at all.
Alex knew that was being a terrible decision for you financially.
Hey, you would have got a message back with that picture.
John would have been up there in an hour.
I know. Dude, they had every single one, like all the re-releases.
That would have been cool just to see.
Yeah, dude, just all on one shelf, and I'm just staring at it. I'm like, God, dog, that is a lot, man. One guy dumped all this off. It's like, yeah.
I would have talked to the manager. Was like, what price would you give for the entire set?
Yeah. God, dude, it was a lot.
Just looking at it, go, I wanted everything.
Yeah, one of everything, please. No, like, because I've priced all the Trails games that have all been re-released on like Switch or PS4 or PS5. I mean, it's a lot. He had every single one that's available.
Yeah, it'd be a little pricey.
Yeah, because I mean, I've looked at that pretty extensively. Because like before the remakes have started, the only Trails games that was not available on like modern consoles was the first three, the three Sky games. But starting with Zero or Azure, whichever one, I think it was Zero. Trails from Zero was first. Starting with that one all the way up to what we have with Beyond the Horizon, whatever. Every single one of those is on current consoles, and they had every single one of them. All four Cold Steels, Into Riviera, the Daybreaks, Beyond the Horizon, Azure, Zero, whatever was between Azure and Zero, everything. I'm like, God bless.
Yeah, no, that would have been wheeling and dealing.
God bless.
That would have been mean. What's your price for this set?
Yeah, it's like, give me everything. Nah, I walked away with Pikmin 2 on GameCube because I didn't have that one yet. And an original GameCube Wavebird.
Okay.
Yeah, not third party or anything. Even had the original adapter. I did confirm, like, hey, does the adapter work? Because those can go out, obviously. Yeah. He's like, actually, it did go out when I got it. My repair guy fixed it. So it's got all new components. Like, all right, cool. I want it. I want it. Give me that Wavebird. I never had one growing up, so it's a cool little thing to have. I've been wanting to play some GameCube recently. I just know my cats or my dogs are gonna be a pain in the ass for the cord, So I was just like, I was already kind of looking around, literally earlier that week of like, I want to get a Wavebird. Even if it's a third party. I want like a wireless GameCube controller. Then I just walk in there and I see that. I'm like, well, I'm buying that. That's coming home with me. It's like I need that one, brother. But no, it's a cool store. Cool store. I should probably shout out something, huh?
Probably.
Let's do some Rogue. Use our referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. Whether you're picking hydration, energy, or the chill, it does not matter. If they got a better sale going on, no big deal. Using the referral link, it's still going to help out the brand. You don't have to use a promo code. But if you want to help us out even further, that promo code Sparky3 is going to get you 10% off, and we'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, Alex.
Hey.
Last week's podcast can't be viewed on YouTube right now?
Of Game Aesthetics?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It just says audio, video unavailable.
That's weird. I haven't done anything to it.
Because the only way I can find it was looking at the GameStatic playlist,
Mhm.
and it'll let you go to it, but then it's just like, yeah, no, the video's not okay.
Let's see if there's any. Oh, you know what? Yeah, so I see it right here, and I noticed this on I think like late Sunday night, because normally it only takes like from Saturday night to Sunday morning. YouTube finishes like processing where I can go edit out all of the starting soon stuff. And I did notice Sunday night it was still processing, and then I obviously traveled for work and got real busy and forgot to ever check again. And I look at it right now, and it says quality is uploading. So if for some reason
It's been uploading for a week.
so I guess it got stuck in processing. I don't know, because I can see
Oops.
right there, the quality says uploading.
Oops.
So it's yeah, I guess it's not viewable. So I don't know. That's interesting. Thanks for letting me know that. Yeah, live stream recording is not available. That is interesting. I did not know that. I may just re-upload.
I mean, yeah, just delete and try and re-upload.
Yeah,
at this point.
I'll just upload it as a video and just be like, hey, like, just want this up here for record's sake, because the live stream is not wanting to work. Does the previous episode work? Let me see.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the quality is there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess something happened with 248. I don't know. Thanks for pointing that out, though. No, I'll probably just re-upload the.
Though if you do go into the live tab on Sparky 3, the most recent one's 245.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me go look at that too.
I say this now when we're live, so I can go, hey, remember that thing I mentioned? He goes, no. I was like, go watch the podcast.
Well, and it's also. It really is 245. What the fuck? That's weird. Oh, well, actually, no, that's actually correct. Because, no, it was some recorded episodes in between.
Oh.
No, so, okay, that part's right. Why last week's episode's not on there, that is a legitimate mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the other one's right, because they were videos.
Gotcha.
Yeah, me and John did a recording. I think one of those was one of my like solo episodes. So that makes sense.
Okay, and we're all good.
Yeah. No, just for people listening, this is how we communicate. This is our communication. It just happens in the moment. So you get a peek behind the curtain right now that we don't talk outside this show. We talk on the show. We figure everything out.
The
right
curtain's
today.
like full of holes, guys. Like it's
Yeah.
like half bought.
Yeah, we figure things out as we go. There's been more times than
There
not.
are messages exchanged, but during the week, not always replied to.
Yeah, very true.
And very rarely are any of our messages during the week anyhow related to the podcast.
Also very true.
When they are related,
No
we don't
reply.
answer.
Yeah.
We change the subject.
Yeah, they're assholes when it comes to that. That's for sure.
The podcast is for podcast time.
Well, listen. The thing is, for the people listening, the way that it goes, it's like I basically send out some floaters sometimes to these guys, like, hey, here's a possibility. And if I don't hear back, then they basically know if it gets on there, it gets on there. You had your chance to shut it down.
Wait until Saturday morning when you know he's been typing up the script to reply back and go, hey, let's do this. And he's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, basically.
Or the funner fact, whenever John and me are both here and we get in, we both look at what's on the script.
Yeah.
And we both look at it like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's like we do a lot of winging around here. That's for sure. I mean, also more times than not, we figure out segments to do while live on the show versus just talking about it outside the show. Like we're just at the end of a show. Oh, that'd be a good idea. Oh, let's do that next week. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do that. That's our communication.
Hey, Zach.
Stop.
I don't know how much, but I saw, and I'm curious, did you play Marathon?
No.
Because
Okay.
it
you were
showed that you
curious about
launched it. So
I
was
attempted
curious.
to, but I don't know if there's been a patch or whatnot, or something's off with my computer. I'd have to check the settings. But like when I attempted to run it, for whatever reason, it more or less just suddenly took up a lot of my computer's memory and just froze when loading up. So I don't know what happened there.
Marathon.
Yeah, Marathon.
Because I got as
That's a promising endorsement of the game.
I got as far as I guess it was trying to start the tutorial or the initial menu, and like it brought up like a bottom bar showing me something, and then it was just a black screen. So yeah, and then when I went and checking my diagnostics and stuff, like because it like hard froze, but it was like taking up like 2 gigs of memory all of a sudden for some reason.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is weird.
That's
Okay.
that's-
Yeah, I was
that's a
just
great
curious because
endorsement.
I don't know anybody that has tried it.
True.
I haven't tried to relaunch it again because I was gonna at least attempt another time, but
because I had little to no interest in it.
True.
It's a server slam. I don't have to pay for it. At least get a feel for it.
Yeah. Especially since it's like what $40. So
Yeah.
this gave you the feel. I did see where it had a pretty high like player count on Steam when it launched, like 113, but then it just very quickly was declining.
Well, I mean, I know there's at least like named streamers still at least messing with the server slam at this time, keeping some sort of hype behind it. So
Right.
I just find it wild that they're doing a server slam from now to the 2nd of March and then immediately releasing on the 6th.
Yeah, no, pretty quick turnaround. I thought that too.
I figured at least they'd give it like a week or two to fix any issues besides the server slam.
Well, a lot of times it's been happening more frequently with some of these server slams that are close to release dates.
Yeah.
Where they'll basically let you know, it's like, hey, you're playing a version from 6 months ago or like 3 months ago or something.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's true.
Because Arc Raiders did the same thing where they're like, well, you can come in and play the game. It's not not exactly going to be the final version of it. But you can hop in and play it. It'll be a little bit different when you get it or when it releases. So I kind of like that.
I mean, I'm fine with that too. Just, I mean, I would assume it's an older build, but I didn't see anything that said otherwise. But I'm not sure if they even bothered to say that.
Probably not.
No, they probably didn't. That's probably something they're going to keep to themselves and keep internally. But that makes sense though.
Just as long as this old build's not as terrible as Sonic Frontiers was.
True. I also just went to go check something, and I just checked the PlayStation Store, and I didn't see it. But I swear I thought I saw something on Twitter that they had the Marathon Server Slam, and they were also going to have like an open beta for that Horizon Hunters on the same weekend, like competing with themselves, because they're both obviously Sony. But I didn't see a beta there for on PlayStation Store, so maybe I'm tripping. But I thought I saw something about that where Sony was like gonna have their own game compete with itself over the weekend or something. And I'm just like, well, that seems silly. But Sony makes a lot of silly decisions at times. So I don't know. Anyway, I guess next thing is I'll talk about some Resident Evil Requiem. Pick that up. I'm about halfway through the game at the moment. I'm having a lot of fun.
I've heard it's been beat in 3 hours.
Yeah, no, the fastest one that I saw was Gene Park at 2 hours 30 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the fastest that I've seen so far. I mean, and me saying I'm halfway through the game.
I mean, that makes sense though, because I mean, once you learn the grace parts, that's the hard part, is just finding the stuff.
Yeah.
It's one where it's like, after a few runs, it's a type of game where you can, like, Resident Evil is always those type of games where it's like, you get through them quick once you know
Once you know where the stuff is.
Once you know the routing, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, because like even with Gene's like 230 that he shared, it's like, now keep in mind this was on like my third or fourth playthrough, because that dude already beat the game 9 times, which is crazy. Yeah, and he gave receipts. He's like, guys, I love Resident Evil. This is my favorite franchise. Yes, I beat this game 9 times. I'm reviewing it.
Yeah.
So shout out. That's
cool.
Cool.
Out of the most recent, I mean, it looks a lot more solid to me and more interesting than Village did.
Yeah.
It is sort of funny, the whole. I did love a comparison people were showing Requiem of like Leon struggling with stuff back in like when he started out in like 4, leading up to now. Like 4, he like struggled to lift a bookshelf. Now he just shoves that stuff over with a single hand.
Yeah.
When he's now like 60 and he was like 35 back at 4, something like crap like that.
Yeah, no, the Leon segments is the Leon parts of the game are pretty entertaining, because man, Leon is just there to be he is there to be a thirst trap. That is what he's there for. He is there to be sexy with a very tight shirt. He's a thirst trap. 1000%.
I think my favorite streamer title I've seen this week for Requiem was it was a female VTuber who was like, I'll hold off Leon. You go on without me. Don't worry.
Accurate. That is everyone's opinion on Leon.
And then another one. I actually don't know the streamer's name. I should know now by how much crap of hers I see now. But she apparently usually has a lot of mods on her Resident Evil games, and it's just the middle of a cutscene and Leon's suddenly missing his shirt, and she's like, "Oh no, Leon lost his shirt." Whatever we do.
How could that have happened?
I didn't mod the game.
I've been seeing some clips. I don't know if it's the same person, because the one I've been seeing who's like that, she's like, No, I don't mod my Resident Evil games and then something ridiculous happens.
Like Master Chief shows up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I think it's the
that's-
exact same person.
Yeah, because I think that's Stormfall.
Is that her name? Okay.
Yeah. No, that's great. That'd be like the same thing with Queso doing anything with Chris Redfield. Just like,
Yeah.
oh no, Chris Redfield's shirt came off. Oh, how'd that happen? Oh God. No, Resident Evil Requiem, I'm about halfway through the game at the moment, which is not saying a lot in terms of playtime. I'm probably only like 4 to 5 hours in right now. I'm having a lot of fun. Man, the thing that, story-wise, I don't think there's anything that needs to be talked about from one, spoiler perspective, obviously, as things continue to get uncovered, and two, all of the marketing gives you the story you need to know.
Gotcha.
Grace, new character, she's an FBI, has a little bit of her past with her mom. Mom's dead, stuff we've seen already. Leon's in the game.
Yeah,
Leon's got weird black stuff on his hand and neck. Leon's got a tight
Yeah.
t-shirt and he's sexy. Like we know what's going on based on marketing.
Grace
Leon's
section,
on-
scary. Leon section, fuck you.
Basically, yes.
Leon's literally, I've been doing this for years. It's just routine work.
It really is.
It's like,
It
God
really is.
damn it, I gotta keep doing this shit.
Yeah, no. So, like, in terms of story, there's nothing that I want to talk about.
I am curious. Is there ever any kind of reference that we're aware of, like even in documents referencing Ethan at all?
At least so far in this, no, unless
Okay.
I've missed it.
So I was very curious of whether they've just completely
Moved
cut,
on and
cut
let that
Ethan
one,
off
yeah.
at this point, and like his 2 games happen, and we're just like,
yeah. No, I haven't seen anything yet, but that could change. But no, the things that I do want to talk about though is that back and forth that John mentioned between Grace and Leon, because so by game default, the way that it comes in and set up is that all of Grace's stuff, of course, is in first person.
Yep.
All of Leon's in third person for the action stuff, action versus horror, and you can fully customize it, which it just goes to Capcom's accessibility. They have the motion sickness options and everything of the sort. You can go full third person, full first if you want to swap the two of them, whatever you want to do. And so I've started Grace's part of the game in first person. Christina was watching me play, and she was still getting motion sickness, even with the motion sickness stuff on. So I did end up turning it off. But I got to say, like, the back and forth going from that first person part of all of Grace's segments to Leon, it really is like that. Okay, go take a breather, because there was some pretty creepy stuff, and being in that first person field, first person horror games are by default always naturally more scary, right? Lower field of view, you feel like you're actually in it, and like you really felt that way. So it's like I'm going through these different parts of Grace here in these first portions of the game, and then each time when I get to have my break, as I called it, to go play Leon, because Leon's portions at the beginning are very short, like. This game is about both of them. The end half of the game is really where Leon takes center stage, and it's fan service central, right? Where he returns to Raccoon City, which was in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But the first part of the game, Grace is the protagonist. Leon's just there. Because I'm not joking, you can finish Leon's parts in 5 to 15 minutes.
Dang.
Like they're quick. You come in, you do Leon things, you go back to Grace. Like that, at least the portion of the game that I'm at. Now, to my understanding, obviously when the Raccoon City comes up, that's where Leon takes center stage at the end half of the game. But it really is like as if you're at work and you're work's kicking your ass and stuff. And it's like, God, I'm going on my 15. That's basically what it is. Like you're having a lot of different horror elements taking place with Grace, and it's like hop over to Leon. It's like, whew, all right, time to go kick some ass, take a little bit of a break, get a little bit of revenge, get this out of my system. And it's like you go through your 15-minute break. It's like, all right, I'm back to the horror. Let's go. So that's been a really interesting contrast of the back and forth. I've enjoyed that a lot, and I will say, when I swapped it to third person Grace, so Christina wouldn't get motion sickness and keep watching, the scares went from a 9 to a 5. It dropped aggressively for me, where it was nowhere near the same. I do appreciate how Capcom has handled the transition constantly to first and third if you kept the first on, because it's the amount of detail and work they put in, let's say, cutscenes, of where it's the opening cutscenes of the game where you're seeing Grace's pass with her mom at the hotel, whatever. I was still in third person, or first person when I was watching that. So I'm experiencing that whole cutscene in first person.
Yeah.
But there's also the third person variant. So I do appreciate that attention to detail between the two of them. And then, to further add the constant night and day difference between the two characters is that, Grace is super timid. She's obviously got PTSD. She's scarred with what happened to her mother, and now she's getting thrown into this huge, horrific situation of getting kidnapped. This whole thing taking place of her part of the game. Horrific, scary shit creepy, mutated, infected monsters that are like 12 feet tall hunting her and stuff like that. Then you go to Leon, and he's just snarky, sassy Leon making his jokes and doing roundhouse kicks. And it's like right from the jump, it's that way, which I just really appreciated I always appreciate that with Leon stuff, is that he's going to make his jokes. He's going to be a smart ass, and he's going to be a badass. Cause like John just said, I've done this 1,000 times. Here we fucking go again. Cause like, right when Leon gets introduced, in the game after the first like one or two Grace sequences, whatever, it's pretty kind of normal and stuff. And then it's like the guy that kidnaps Grace, the main antagonist, Dr. Victor Gideon, he's just walking in public with Grace over his shoulder, just walking down the sidewalk of the city. And Leon's like looking at his car. He's like, are you shitting me? And he just gets out of the car. He's like, you're joking right now. This is the same thing as the game continues to progress. Him and Leon and Victor are sitting there talking, and Victor's like going on his evil bad guy monologue and stuff, and Leon's just like, yeah, I got a question. When was the last time you brushed your teeth? It's just like those quick little smart ass comments throughout the whole thing. With the whole, again, the joke John made where it's like Leon's like, oh God, here we go again. Nothing phases that dude. And it's just, obviously that's a given at this point, going through, his original game at 2, then to 4, then to 6. We try to forget about 6 though, of course. It's just nothing phases him at this point.
The Leon part was the best of 6.
I 1000% agree, but we still forget about 6.
I just care about the Leon part in 6.
Leon's part in 6 was great.
We don't bother with Chris. It was okay,
Chris
not
was
awful.
Fine. The other guy was.
Then we don't even mention Jake.
That was his name.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his name.
We just don't even consider Jake's story.
Me and Brady played 6 all through co-op. We had a great time with Leon's. Chris was again fine. And then we were trying to do Jake's. We just couldn't. We just couldn't. We dropped that one. But yeah, no, there was a point where Leon and Grace, they meet for the first time, and then naturally in true like horror game, Resident Evil, whatever game fashion, they're getting separated, whatever, by a slow closing door. And Leon is just so unfazed, and he's just like, whatever. Here's my super badass Requiem gun. You're gonna probably need this.
Oh, that's right. They do give Grace his Magnum.
Yeah, so he's just like, here, you're gonna need this. And he's just like looking down the hall. He's like, yeah, you're gonna probably need this. And the dude he's looking for is right down the hall. It's like, yeah, you're gonna need this. I gotta go take care of something. So, I've really enjoyed my time.
I'm very curious what it was like in the writer's room when there was like, so Leon's coming back. How are we writing Leon this time?
Old, dying, don't care.
Somebody in that meeting just went, fuck it.
Yeah.
So just like, what else Leon gone through? And they're looking at Grace's story like, would he be fazed by any of this stuff?
No, not at all. Like there was like, again, in one of my 3 or 4 10-minute sequences, he's turns on an elevator. It's like the door for it's like slowly opening. He's just standing there, and then a bunch of infected wakes up behind him. He just turns around. He's just like, every time. So you start going through and you killing him. He's like, all right, well, there was my cardio for the week, and you just go get on the elevator. So it's like nothing phases him, and that's just something to appreciate. Whenever I was playing Resident Evil 4 remake, haven't played the Resident Evil 4 since the GameCube version when it had the good old purple only 4 sticker on it. Never played any of the re-releases. So it's like even when I was playing the Resident Evil 4 remake, it was always nice to get like that refresher of just him just not giving a fuck and just being a snarky, smart ass.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've had a lot of fun. I'm super pumped to keep playing it. I hope I can play it more before I have to go out of town on Monday. Because it won't take me long to beat the game. I mean, like I'm not far from beating the game.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not. I would love to beat it before the end of day tomorrow, but I've got a lot of editing to do with this show. But I've had a great time. Like I said, my favorite part is definitely the very stark night and day contrast between Grace and Leon's play styles. As it was advertised, it delivered.
I mean, I'm glad they delivered very well with Requiem versus Village.
Yeah, I mean, Village had.
Village had its points, but
yeah.
there was a stark thing of like people being like, No, not what I was expecting.
Right. No, I mean this one delivers. It does. You know, the grace portions just, you know, for anyone that wants to pick this up and they haven't yet, whatever. Just be warned. Like the first part of the game where it's heavy on grace. Like I'm not joking. Like you playing as Leon, it's 5 to 15 minute quick play sessions, and then you have like 30 minutes to an hour of grace and going through all the different grace stuff and the horror elements, sneaking around, trying not to die. So I've really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm looking forward to finishing the game. Hopefully, I'll finish it by. I would love to finish it tonight, but I don't think I'm gonna finish it tonight. Maybe by end of Sunday if I have time after I finish editing. I'll finish the game. But I'm super excited for it. I did also pick up the generation pack for the Switch because I thought the box looked cool. So
Oh, I didn't even realize they released that.
yeah, so it has 7, 8, and 9. It was $90. I think overall, honestly, that's a pretty good deal.
That's not bad.
Yeah, $90, cool box set to go with it.
I mean, mostly paying for the new game.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up, funny enough, buying this game twice because for this, I wanted the generation pack for the Switch too because number one, that's what Christina wanted to play it on, and plus, it is just a cool box for the shelf, and it was a good price, $90 for those 3 games. I'll take that. But I got the deluxe Steelbook edition for the PS5.
Okay.
So, also, I guess I should touch on that. As we've talked about before, love when a developer actually uses the DualSense. Love it. Love when a developer actually uses the DualSense because it's like, you know, the first part of the game when it's raining, you can hear the rain in the controller, you can feel the raindrops in your hands, which is so weird. Anytime developers do this, whenever you're playing as Leon and he's on his comms with Sherry, the comms are coming through the controller. So I love when developers actually use the DualSense. That is super cool. Big fan of that. But yeah, no, overall, having a great time. I would say my halfway point on the board, I'd probably give it an 8 as of now. Probably going to end up finishing at a 9. I've had a lot of fun with it. Looking forward to finishing it. Let me shout out some merch. Go over to sparky3shop.com. You can pick up some merch right now. Like the 7 out of 10 is a good game because 7 out of 10 is indeed a good game. Don't believe the internet when they tell you it's not. You can pick up Do Better or one of the hats, the hoodie, the shirt, anything of the sort. Head over to sparky3shop.com right now and pick up some merch, and we'd appreciate that extra support.
What is Do Better?
No, not right now. After the show.
What did I miss?
After the show, Alex.
The fact that John just like, no, we're not doing this.
It's gonna take you too long.
Is this from this show or ATFS?
ATFS.
Okay, of course it is. All right, we'll move on.
Yeah, no, John with that is almost like the Blue Box Game Studios, where John's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, it's that bad, eh? Okay.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hear about it.
I've heard it a lot.
I don't want to deal with it.
See, this is like when one of the ATFS shorts got in my feed. I immediately commented and went, I didn't need to know what you need to do on Tuesday. Go away.
He did say that, yeah. I think it was some sort of green screen stuff we were doing.
I still get likes on that comment too.
Good, because that's correct. Oh God, that's great. That's great. All right, before we head to the weekly wrap up, which is going to kick off with the Sarah Bond stuff. Do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about before we jump into stuff? No.
I don't think so.
All right, weekly wrap up time then.
I actually do have something.
Ooh, what you got?
Do you know there is a community out there that is actively making fan art videos, entire like band pick list for a game called DC Allies?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So this is a fun rabbit hole I found this
You're talking
week.
about DC Comics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have Marvel rivals, all right?
Yeah.
So there's a community out there that decided, what if there was a DC hero shooter called DC Allies, and have full committed to the absolute progression and doing stuff for sponsoring this game, making like full reveal videos for characters coming out, builds.
There's no game though, is there?
No.
This
That's
is all
what I
just like
thought.
fan fiction.
This is
stuff,
this
basically.
is
Because I found the official Reddit, DC Allies.
Yes.
I found the official Reddit.
This is just a whole fan community, just, I guess, doing a roleplay parody thing.
Okay.
Because if you look into it, you can see that they're using like modded Marvel rival assets for stuff like that. But like, it's a full hard commit. Like, Like if you were not aware and didn't actually really pay attention, you would
Right.
believe this is a real game out and they're doing all this.
It's a pretty active Reddit thread.
It is a very active and it is very in depth and very full committed.
Yeah, because I see here they're talking about like skins and like basically how even just people like reload and like what they do for ammunition or whatever the case is.
Like there's creators with videos of doing like full team comps, balance patches.
They really want their own game.
I don't even know if they do. I have like it's like so hard committed. I was like, I don't even know if they care about if they get an actual game. They're just fully invested
I'd be
in
disappointed
this
if they got
role
an
play.
actual game.
That's true.
Okay, I gotta say this. Alex, you don't get this kind of weird shit when he's not here. when he's gone, I'm not coming in with this. This has been like 6 weeks of him go, you got anything? And be going, nope.
Hey, we got to talk about DC Allies. Shout out to, I think it was just DC Allies.
It's just DC Allies, yeah.
Yeah, go. I'm looking at the Reddit thread right now.
It is a wondrous and fabulous wander through if you're curious enough to go through it and see all the content and stuff they created for it. It is absolutely wild, and I am fully here for it.
Yeah, like I see this person, even starting off their post 1 hour ago saying, I'm aware this is a joke Reddit, but I've actually made a roster. And it's like 4 images of the full playable roster.
Yes.
God bless. They really want their own game that they'll never get.
Again,
They don't want the game.
I don't think they actually want a game.
This is they wouldn't be going through this much effort if they had an actual game.
That's true. That's true. And how much would it be played is also the question. So, I don't know.
Also, you kept up with Deadlock as well?
No.
Okay. Deadlock had a full, not necessarily a whole rehaul, but like a visual update. Map's been changed and whatnot. Still the base map, but you know how we used to have the faceless talismans as like our nexuses and whatnot in Deadlock?
Yeah.
Now they have actual full gods who are now as your ending base.
So they're starting to develop their lore, I guess.
Well, they've been developing the lore.
Well, yeah, but it's like from when I played it originally, it's like they had some stuff, but a lot of it was missing.
Yeah, so we have the visual stuff because the recent update was called Old Gods, New Blood because you have the 2 main gods now who are part of this whole ritual thing, along with the release of 5 new characters, in which they've continued with their whole. They release one and then the community vote on who they're going to release next.
Okay.
Which has been very interesting and fun to watch. You now have I don't even know what he is, but he's called Rim. He beats people up with a pillow.
Might as well.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, I still enjoy Deadlock's character designs and the whole cursed apple stuff.
Whenever that game actually launches, that game's going to set the world on fire.
I didn't know one of the characters was voiced by Samoa Joe.
No shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that either.
It's I forget his name. It's the blue, Hellboy looking guy, the policeman.
I don't remember the name, but I know the character, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a thing.
Oh, well, Samoa Joe is a big gamer. So.
I do find it funny because since I came up with Deadlock, it was when this new update came out, people were just oh, people playing Overwatch. Then everyone playing Marvel Rivals with the recent Alyssa update and taking over Overwatch. Then it was a wrestling thing of Orton or somebody coming back and just it's Deadlock.
Yeah.
Overtaking it as a still invite only game.
I know that's the crazy part is that it has crazy numbers and it's invite only. That's why I'm serious. When the game finally fully launches, it's gonna take over the world because there's still so many publications and out there that aren't fully following it and fully reporting on it because it still is invite only.
Yeah.
But man, when it actually fully launches, whoo, buddy, that's good. That thing's gonna do some numbers.
I mean, it's just gonna be another Valve game that is outstanding.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a Valve game that sits there and does numbers.
Yeah, it does its thing forever. So, All right, let's start going to the weekly wrap up. We'll kick things off with this whole Sarah Bond and Xbox thing. You know, obviously last week we had the whole leadership shift and talked about that in detail. And the one thing that we did point out was, you know, the Sarah Bond resigning. And, you know, John made the joke, you know, you can leave quietly or leave loudly, essentially was the joke. And, you know, I thought it was kind of interesting that nobody said anything about her in all of their statements except for Phil. And now since then, there has been numerous publications come out this week just talking about Sarah Bond's time with the company. Basically, you know, how, for example, This Is an Xbox was apparently her thing, and everyone hated that ad. You know, we joked about it whenever that came out. You know, the Xbox Anywhere was also led by her. Apparently, it was, you know, based on some reports, there was stuff that it was her way or no way kind of thing. A lot of people are glad that she's gone, everything of the sort. I got to be honest with you boys. I think I think these are hit pieces. I'm going to be dead ass. Because, like, dude, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sorry. Like, she is not one single individual that said, we're running this is an Xbox ad, and you can't tell me otherwise. There's no damn way that's how it went. Like, there's so many checks and balances that this shit has to go through. Like, I really think that she's, like, the fall guy in this whole thing. Like, they're propping Phil up because everyone loved Phil, the goodwill of Phil, as you say. And she's basically as like the fall guy. That's how these articles don't line up to me. Like they're fishy. They're very, very like. Did she lead the Xboxes? This is an Xbox campaign. Yeah, sure. But like the way all of these publications and articles are writing about it, as if she's like the biggest villain. It's like, did she have a hand in, you know, any sort of shortcomings and failures? Yeah, absolutely. You can't really say she didn't. You know what I mean? But like the way it's all being pinned on her, it's kind of wild to me because it's like, dude, there's something that doesn't add up to me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like she's basically made out to be like the scapegoat, like the fall guy.
I mean, she very much could, but it may also just be a thing of like in office, like, yeah, she may not have been like the sole person who could decide it, but in their mind, she could have been like the most vocal and pushing for it.
Yeah,
It's like her idea, or like her big project was This Is an Xbox.
everyone hated that.
And it's like, I mean, honestly, I think like as the community of people who are having to watch the ads, if we didn't have to watch multiple of those ads every time they did a showcase, it probably would have been fine.
I was about to say, I think
It
the
was
ads
just-
is what killed it.
They just ran the ads too much,
Yeah,
where it became a joke. But it's like her.
Because like the Play Anywhere idea is not a bad idea at
yeah.
all.
The Xbox Anywhere is not bad. The thing with This Is an Xbox that I know people didn't care for is that it felt like they were you know, kind of like ignoring the main hardware.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
at that point in time, they wanted us to.
Yeah, correct.
They still want us to ignore their hardware.
Yeah, that's why we have a $700 console, $800 console in the market right now. Okay. But no, it's like, I don't know. I'm reading all this. It's like stuff just don't add up to me. Like, again, was she at fault for stuff? Yes. Was Phil at fault for stuff? Yes.
Yeah.
Was Matt at fault for stuff? Yes, but he got a promotion. There was multiple hands at fault, in my opinion. So I don't know. It feels. It's just. I look at this and gaming media where it's like you have to find someone to blame, and sometimes there are clear people to blame. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Jim Ryan. You're a prick. But you know, this is a case of where it's like, all right, guys, like, you know, this feels like a little bit of a hit piece. Like, I'm sure she was very vocal about it, like you just said. But like, there's a lot of people that's got to sign off on this stuff too. So it's just interesting seeing how gaming like media works sometimes.
Yeah, there'll be a book that comes out in a year.
I know,
Probably.
yeah. There'll be a book at some point that really gives the full truth on everything.
Or it's like we'll get a book from a couple people that like has everybody's different perspective on what happened in it, and then it's like that'll be another one where it's like, when it comes out, it's like you can decide what you believe from there.
yeah.
And then like 2 years from that, there'll be like ex-employees who were there at the time doing like interviews and whatnot, saying, "Oh
Yeah,
confirming
exactly.
and denying things."
Yeah,
It's gonna
exactly.
in like a year we'll find out what actually happened.
Yeah, that's true. Give it a year, give it two, and you'll get the full details of everything. Next thing I had is Asha Sharma and Matt Booty recently did an interview with Jez Gordon over at Windows Central. So I pulled a couple highlights from this. I didn't pull like exact quotes, just some my way of wording things. So one thing from Asha is that admits again that she needs to learn and understand the why in decisions. Needs to learn basically the industry. That was something we talked about last week. But wanting to approach some of the things that have been done about why things were made. Because like one example was the whole multiplat thing, which was also kind of talked about, where she said the plan is the plan until it's not the plan, which is saying everything that's in motion now is not changing, but that could change.
Yeah.
But she needs to know the why in decisions, which that's fair. Asha's talked about how she understands that players have invested thousands of dollars and time into Xbox and wants to protect that, which that's valid. Between games, buying multiple consoles over 25 years, that's a valid statement. Asha also talked about the returning to Xbox starts with the console, starts with the hardware, which will be talked about more soon. We know there's going to be a new console potentially next year. I think it needs, possibly delayed based on the whole memory stuff, but new sometime in the future. Matt Booty also talked about that we are built being first party and not a publisher.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And reading that, I don't know, it made me think like back, what we talked about last week, where it's just like, are they actually going to attempt to roll back the whole multiplat thing? And it's like, what if Sarah Bond was the biggest leader on that, and now that her and like Phil are gone, where they just want more players because no one's buying the hardware. Like, what if they actually try to go back to being first party? I don't know.
I mean, it would be a progressive thing for her because, like, if she's saying the plan is plan, so I mean, as she more or less saying, she can't backtrack on what's already happened and what's pretty
Correct.
much in full motion. So,
Like
I mean,
Halo going to PS5.
yeah,
soon.
so probably whatever's already been announced for multiplat's still going multiplat regardless.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a look forward of probably of, as she said, the decision why she may take it more of a thing of like, is it better for this to go multiplat or keep it as first party?
Right.
And they'd be looking at that in a direction. So
Yeah.
It could also be the thing of like what they've said before with their multiplat plan is it's games that have lived on Xbox for a while
True.
that they think have reached their potential on Xbox, so then they put it everywhere else
Yeah.
so that it can expand from there. Because that's been what they've said so far.
Yeah, that was when they started it. Yeah, that's what they really talked
So it's
about.
like it could just be, yeah, we're gonna continue putting some games over there, but don't anticipate like our new first party stuff to be multiplat.
yeah,
Which, I mean, I would like to see, them try to go back to being first party, because it's like competition is good for the industry.
oh, most
Like,
definitely.
it is. Like, look, you take Xbox out of the picture and they end up going like this Sega publisher route that, I've predicted and talked about it years, right? At the end of the day, when you talk about the type of console that and the PlayStation is, you have the PlayStation standing on its own. Because like I said last week, Nintendo won the console wars a long time ago. They don't compete with Sony. They don't compete with Xbox. They exist in their own bubble. They do their own style of games. They're not trying to push the bounds for these massive, breathtaking graphical games. Their breathtaking graphics is in more of like an artistic, style, whatever. They do their own thing. You know what I mean? They have their own audience. It's always been Xbox and PlayStation trying to compete. So it's like you take Xbox out of the picture and it's like you're just losing competition. Like, you have competition from a publishing standpoint, yes. Who's going to make the best games and stuff? But I think I'm in a boat that I think exclusives are a good thing. I know a lot of people are more like, oh, I want everything everywhere. I like exclusives because it's what drives me to be. Why would I want to buy this? That's my mindset of things. Now I will say, something I've seen people talk about when it comes to, well, if we can't go back on exclusives, the big thing about Xbox is, what features are you going to drive to make people want to come to your console, right? Like,
Exactly.
like what are you going to bring to the table that's going to separate the Xbox from the PlayStation? Which that's also fair, because Xbox definitely has some stuff, whether it's just the subscription service of Game Pass or the phenomenal quick resume that Xbox has. That thing is so good. But like, what other features can you bring? So I would like to see them try to take another swing at being first party, but it already feels like their coffin is already in the grave, and they just have to get into the coffin now. That's how it's felt for a while.
At this point, yeah, more or less people see it more as a publisher than a first party at this point in time, because we've seen so few first party titles over the last several years.
Yeah.
If what they could do, which they already have contact with
the man himself is go a Steam direction
Oh my god, imagine.
and be like, we still have some first party games, but we also just publish a lot of stuff too for the
Yeah.
heck of it.
Right. Oh, Punk got busted open. Shout out. Anyway. So also, just still talking about Sony and everything. Sony is apparently pivoting away from PC. There was a comment made by Jason Schreier on that Sony is pulling away from their PC ports, and two other notable leakers, including Nate the Hate, have backed up that statement, saying that Sony is changing their PC plans. Is anyone shocked?
I mean, it's hard to say that they're pivoting away from PC. They barely put anything on PC anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, Sony's not going to put games on PC. They already haven't been.
Yeah. And, the ones that, all the ones that they put out, I think the fastest ones we've seen is like 6 months after release, whatever. They're just not great PC ports. I know you've talked about that.
Oh, yeah, it's like they don't. For a lot of their games, they don't take the time to optimize the port. So it's like they eventually get there, and then people love it. But it's one where if they took the time to optimize a port, then yeah, when they came out on PC, they would do insane numbers. But it's like people get frustrated with it and fixed reviews, and then it's like their games slowly sell over time.
Yeah.
After things get fixed on them. But it's
Right.
It's one where, I don't know, do it justice if you're going to do it.
Yeah, I know. I think one thing also that why Sony maybe wants to pull away from it is maybe just not like seeing all the mods that their games are getting played with. I've seen a lot of people point to that and give examples of just the different things that people do with their games. So maybe that's a reason too. I don't know. But I think a lot of it has to do with poor optimization. It doesn't help that you got rid of Blue Point, which was supposed to help you with that optimization, be a support studio and stuff. So that doesn't help you. There was also Zixus Studio, something like that, where they were also a PC port studio. I don't even know if they're helping anymore. So I don't know. I mean, it makes sense just to kind of go back to PlayStation first, but staying in the PlayStation train, Wolverine has its release date, boys. November 15th, just days after the Phantom Blade Zero release, which is also a PlayStation 5 exclusive. I'm going to be upfront with you. This is 1,000% in response to Blue Point. 1,000%. Sony has never, ever announced a big release title like this in a tweet. Never. You had a state of play like a week ago, and you couldn't have put it there. You can't tell me this is not in trying to get heat off of them for Blue Point. I'm convinced that's what it is.
I mean, probably, but it is.
It's just
More than likely it is
It's
sort
just PR thing.
Such a game that, as far as I'm aware, most people were waiting for the announce or release date,
Yeah.
and they just throw it in a tweet. Yeah, that's sort of wild.
Yeah, versus a state of play you had just a week prior. I will say, while up front, I fully believe it's a PR thing because of Blue Point, I will also say, I think you're going to start really seeing developers and studios and stuff start planting their flags of when their games are coming out towards Q3 and Q4, because everyone's trying to avoid each other, right? But everyone's trying to avoid GTA.
Oh yeah.
So everyone's trying to get, that date's mine. Ooh, no, that date's mine. Ooh, that one's mine. So I think it also has to do with that, as they wanted to go ahead and get the date out. But again, 1,000% this was a PR thing, because they were getting destroyed over Blue Point. And you announce your biggest game of the year in a tweet, bruh, nah, that's PR. Talking about Blue Point, this is actually Bloomberg. Apparently, Blue Point did indeed pitch a Bloodborne remake in early 2025. Sony was on board, but FromSoft did not want to make it happen. Tragic. Could have had your Bloodborne at 60 FPS, but FromSoft said, nah, we're good, fam.
Was that early 2025? Is that before FromSoft was acquired?
Oh, by Katakawa?
Yeah, before they were acquired by Katakawa.
Actually, you know what? You might be right. Maybe that had something to do with it.
They might have, because it's like they could have been in negotiations there and not been able to.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
I
They
think
might not have been able to approve anything until that went through.
you might be right, actually, because I
Because-
think that purchase happened in around March, April range, maybe.
Because it's one where all of the reports besides this one instance has always been Sony's the one not allowing it to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, if this is the one instance, it's like it could have just been the timing where they're like, we can't do it right now.
Right. Right. We
It's
can't
like, give
approve
us a
this.
couple months and then we'll say yes.
Right. No, that's actually a good point. I forgot that I think did happen last year. So that's probably why FromSoft had to say no. But I don't know. Either way, maybe one day you'll get your Bloodborne, but probably not. Biggest news of the week, though, Dragon Ball Age 1000, the new game that was just announced recently, is apparently Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. This is after
it turns out if you ask every year,
you get it.
you eventually get it.
You eventually get what you want. No, Bandai Namco Southeast Asia YouTube account accidentally named the playlist that had Age 1000 as Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. It was very quickly, the playlist was just flat out deleted. You cannot find the playlist, but the screenshots live, brother. And also to add to that, keep in mind, Xenoverse games, the whole core elements of the game, story, characters are all taken from the old MMO Dragon Ball Online. And when it came to Dragon Ball Online, present day in Dragon Ball Online was in the Age 1000. So Xenoverse 3, John, it's happening. It's happening next year.
We're gonna get an official announcement. I'm gonna say summer.
Yeah.
We're gonna get an official announcement there, and it's gonna be the biggest announcement of the year for us.
Big facts.
When
Facts.
when we finally get it shown up on the big screen.
Yep.
That's all we're gonna care about.
2027 is already off to an amazing start for me. Pokemon Wind and Waves, Xenoverse 3. Can't wait.
And then you'll have a decade of DLC characters.
Correct.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
As long as we can get to 3.
We want all we wanted was the 3, Zach.
That's all we wanted.
Hey,
It could go on for as long as they want.
that just means Xenoverse can finally leave the same room as Valve.
Yep. Now the only game left that's going to be waiting for its next game is Pirate Warriors 4. Whenever it's going to get its
Oh
fifth
yeah,
game.
people do want that, don't they?
Dude, it still gets updates. It's got one recently. I think it's gone on longer than Xenoverse 2.
I don't know about that.
I think by like a year. Because here's also another fun fact for you that I had to look into because someone pointed this out.
Are you talking about from like when it was originally released in Japan? I assume.
Just release in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I saw this recently in like a series of threads because it was pointing out that Xenoverse 2 is not the longest lasting game that needs a sequel. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it is. What are you talking about? Because funny enough, I think it's actually Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker.
Okay, that one would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is the one that's still somehow getting content.
Yep.
It's been around longer, which is crazy to me. And then Pirate Warriors 4 and like Xenoverse 2, which is crazy to me. But whatever. I'm glad we're getting Xenoverse 3. It's time. God bless, it's time. Here's a quick high guard update for you. Apparently, this is also coming from Bloomberg. Look, Jason Schreier was active this week. Let me tell you. Apparently, Tencent was of course, the secret funder, and they have pulled their funding after the terrible launch. And the game apparently had a course change to a raid shooter in 2024, and hoped to be the foundation for bigger ambitions to come. What was the original game? That's my question.
Did either of y'all ever touch High Guard?
Nope.
No.
I mean, I don't know what the original game was. Do either of y'all know what it became?
Yeah,
It was
it's
a
3v3.
3v3.
It's
3.
three.
It's just 2 teams of 3.
Yeah.
Where you have an open map and you have a base. Each side at the beginning of the game chooses one of the bases on the map. So more or less, this artifact, something will spawn like 4 or 5 minutes after the match starts, and the initial game is you and your team running around on the open field, killing mobs, getting gear, leveling up, yada yada yada. You can run into the enemy team because it is an open map, but usually fighting doesn't start until the artifact shows up. You fight for the artifact, claim it, you gain siege weaponry to attack the other team's base. From that point, it then becomes a tactical search and destroy where you have a time limit on the artifact's power to get into the enemy's base and get through gates. And all of the thing to do this in like 2 or 3 cycles to eventually destroy your enemy's base, their core of their base.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
it was a exploration shooter, team shooter, tactical game with a bunch of weird ass stuff. And like people were initially, as soon as people started, was like, the map's too big. Be better as a 5v5. So but within like a week, they added a 5v5 mode.
Yep.
For a limited time, mind you.
Yeah, and then after it was positively like received, they was like, "Oh, it's staying. We're keeping it. We're keeping it." Yeah. No, I mean, because that was the biggest feedback that we saw was like, the idea is okay, just not super well executed.
No.
Maps are way too big for 3v3. That was the constant like.
And I mean, because I watched a bit of it whenever it dropped, and it was a big thing of just like there was too many concepts into the game to really understand exactly what was the overall objective for the game loop.
Yeah. What a disaster situation. Because
Then
now it's like, dude, like the Steam counts are like less than 200 players.
And then I know it didn't help for like with the PC because like to even play the game, you had to like change very specific settings on your like CPU and stuff like that.
More and more games are having that.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's becoming a more. The floodgates got open for that last year, where you have to turn on. I forget what it's called, but you have to go into the BIOS settings of your computer and turn on something, and it's required by the anti-cheat for some of these shooter games. And
see, this is the first game I had encountered that it did it.
There's been a couple of them now. 2025 is when when games really started introducing that, and now it's going to be something probably going forward.
Okay. Well, I know the people were pretty mixed on that, so because I guess there's a camp that's fine with doing it, then a camp that doesn't want to do that.
Again, what a disaster launch that game was. Jeff did that game no favors, unfortunately. TGA's did it no favors. Just what a disaster. That game probably would have been a better received if it was just a shadow drop that was probably going to be. Or just like announce that TGA's and like oh, this is coming out next fall, but like it coming out like that quick. They then. Like,
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was a shadow drop because I personally didn't see a whole lot of talk about it.
Well, no, because they went on a media blackout as soon as after the TGA's.
They did no promoting for it. Like
okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
that was their plan. Apparently, was to not talk about it at all.
Yep.
But when Jeff moved them to the final slot, that's like they're blaming that.
Yeah. It's what a wild situation.
Good news though. Already mentioned it before.
Big news.
Backyard baseball's coming back, boys.
Yep, new game.
We knew they were doing a new game.
New game.
We knew they were doing a new game, but July 9th. July 9th. We got the trailer.
Yep.
The trailer. Basically, the trailer from the 1993 game.
I was about to say, is it still
with
point
new
and click?
graphics? Don't know.
Don't know yet.
We got the intro trailer, Zach.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Shout out.
Looks great. I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah. One of his big summer releases.
That's the game of summer right there.
Yeah. It is.
It's literally baseball.
Yeah, it's literally baseball, brother. Let's go. Next thing, Stardew Valley 10th anniversary just happened, and Clint and Sandy was announced to be the new marriage candidates in update 1.7 that is coming soon, which was really funny seeing all the reaction because nobody likes Clint. Nobody likes Clint. People are fine with Sandy, but nobody likes Clint.
I love the idea that the update's literally just letting you marry 2 new characters that have been in the game.
I know, yeah. No. Concerned Ape has said that he does not know when updates will ever stop, but he does know they will always be free. Shout out to Concerned Ape. We got our first look at God of War live action featuring Kratos and Atreus. What'd you think?
I didn't look at it too much. One where it's like
beard was a little short for my liking.
I noticed that.
Yeah. I'm glad you did because I thought it was weird.
Because I saw some of the thumbnails, I was like, his beard looks off.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm less interested in still image shots.
That's fair.
It's like I'm gonna need to see I'm gonna need to see him moving around to see how it feels.
Right.
I mean, at least the character costumes overall look decent.
Yeah, the costumes
it's
look
like
great.
the costumes look
makeup look good too.
Yeah.
The costumes in that look decent, but it's one where it's like seeing that moving around in the world is what's gonna really determine it.
Yeah.
Especially in something like God of War, like overall effects, how much of the story are they gonna dramatize more than they need to or alter for whatever reason.
Right. I will.
Are we gonna have a Kratos shower scene like Chief?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like still images can really trick you because I mean, remember, Master Chief looked great.
Yeah, great suit.
It's a
Great outfit.
It's a great suit. It's a
Then they took it
terrible-
off.
It's a
Yeah.
terrible show.
Yeah. Then they showed his face a lot more. God bless.
People saw a lot more Chief than they ever wanted to.
Big in more ways than one, brother. More ways than one. God, what was I about to say? Yeah, because this is just Danhausen, right? Sorry,
I'm
Elimination.
sorry. The biggest news of the show is of Elimination Chamber is
it's
happening,
just
and it's
Danhausen.
nothing.
Yeah, it's just Danhausen because, yeah, that's all it was. I saw earlier today that his profile off AEW got taken down. So
This
What-
was,
So just someone debuting.
yeah, just
this was supposed to.
and it's
It was a big crate that said open on the date of Elimination Chamber, so it was supposed to be real fun,
yeah.
and it's less fun.
But see, the problem is this is like the type of like wrestler and signing where it's like the diehard wrestling fans are gonna know who this guy is, but like there's gonna be so many people in that audience right now that have no fucking clue who this guy is. Like it's one of those. Like
Gotcha.
it's not like they got like Adam Hangman Page level, you know,
Yeah, or like Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega or MJF, where everyone knows him. Like there's gonna be so many people in that audience. Like who is this guy? Why
Or
is he
even
dre-
like a Darby Allin or
like,
something like
yeah,
that.
it's like why is the guy dressed like a vampire? I'm like, what are we doing?
Oh, it's him.
yeah, it's the,
I do
yeah.
actually know who he is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just whatever.
It is one where it's like, yeah, you hear the news and you go, "Come on, man, you got a crate. Show it. Let's have some fun with the crate."
Right.
At least have him in a casket to fit,
Well,
fit
it was
his
it
thing.
was a casket in
in
the
a crate.
crate.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
a
they at
They
casket
least-
in
opened
a
the crate and then it was a casket, but they fucked it up because you could see the curtains moving, like when the casket was shown.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
Yeah, even like so Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce are the ones that open the crate, and you could see when they open the crate, they're like, "Ah, crap," and they both just walked away. Anyway, we need to finish up this show. Let's keep moving. So next thing, so there were some rumors that popped out from the leaker who correctly revealed Ninja Gaiden 4. Apparently, a new Bayonetta game is in development. Bayonetta 1 remaster and remake is also in development. Platinum Games recently bought back the Bayonetta property.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is getting a remaster remake treatment as well. A lot of news dropping from that one leaker. Shout out to that. Something to watch for. Overwatch Rush was announced for mobile. Top-down 4v4 shooter coming to mobile. So,
I haven't talked to you. How do you feel about Overwatch dropping the 2?
oh, thank God, that was an Activision thing. So everyone has said like, "What was the point? Because you ultimately didn't do anything you said." Big agree, massive agree. They didn't do anything that 2 was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But people also need to remember one very important element of why they went from 1 to 2. They made a complete engine change.
Yeah.
Which that's the one valid thing. But no, thank God,
Okay.
it needed to go. Mouse PI for Hire has been delayed from March 19th to April 16th. So shout out
That's
that.
rough.
It's a weird delay.
Yeah. I
Why
know.
are we pushing it back like a month?
I don't know.
No clue.
I'm still excited for that game though. Rumor: standalone COD Zombies game in development. At this point, the CODs that we grew up playing, where there was everything in one, those days are so beyond done.
Yeah,
You're gonna have a different game for every single individual game mode.
The fact it took this long to get a
I agree
standalone
to that.
zombies is sort of wild.
I
though.
do agree to that. I feel like that would have happened sooner.
I feel like it's past. I mean, people are still going to buy it, but I feel like it's past where it could have definitely peaked.
Yeah.
Well, I think I don't know if it is, but it's like what I think this should be is you buy this and then they just update this and like like the standalone
This
zombies
is zombies
game, This
now.
is zombies, and when they release new stuff, you get a DLC pack.
yeah.
I mean, that would make
that's
sense.
what it
yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
But even still, that I mean, just making like a hub for zombies, I still feel like
Oh yeah, it's way past due.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should have been done 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should have taken advantage of that.
But there
a long
is
time
still
ago.
a massive
Oh no,
zombies
yeah.
community.
There's
True.
a huge. That's why I said.
But it's like them having their own space is going to be great.
Yeah. it
Yeah, I
will be.
mean, that's why I said it's still going to make money. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Insider Gaming, which is someone I like to use for a lot of reporting, announced they will be holding their own gaming showcase in May. So that's something that I'm going to have to keep a watch out for and see what kind of comes out of it. And the last piece of news I've got is apparently Sony tried to make Crimson Desert a PS5 timed exclusive, but the studio declined,
Yeah, fuck you,
wanting
Sony.
to reach a wider audience.
Fuck you, Sony.
Sony believed in Crimson Desert to the point where they thought it could reach the same level of success that like Ghost of Tsushima did, is apparently what the report said.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Pearl Abyss said, "Fuck you. We made this game for everyone."
Exactly.
They went, we know it can reach everybody.
That's why it's going to go everywhere.
You know, I've been going back and listening to like some clips and stuff from. I don't remember the guy, but he's the guy doing all the rounds on the podcast and stuff, talking about the game. One of my favorite things that he talks about is like people keep asking, they're like, "Dude, what about all these systems?" It's like every trailer you show, it's like it jumps and you see like new system, new system, new system, and his response is basically, well, we didn't know how to make a single player game because we make MMOs." And those games are run off of different systems.
Yep.
And we already had those systems made, so we just figured out how to put them in this game.
God dang it.
True.
He's like, a lot of it is we had it over there and we went, why can't we do that here?
Why can't we just take assets?
So we found a way to do it. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? Respect for saying it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
No, that actually
Because his response basically, because they were on one podcast, they were asking him, they're like, what about the scope guy, the guy who's supposed to keep you locked in on what the scope of the game is supposed to be? And he goes, we don't have one of those. He goes, we make MMOs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, it's just open.
It's like we make MMOs. It's like the idea is to keep expanding it. So we didn't have a guy for scope.
Yeah, yeah. No, that actually reminds me of a YouTube comment that I saw the other day. It was so funny because it's one of those YouTube comments where even YouTube said, "Nah, this is a stupid comment. I'm not going to show this one to you." Because I got on Studio and I saw that we had a comment
Yeah.
on the Crimson Desert video, but like you would not show me what it was. So I was like, all right, let me go to the video and see what this was. And I had to go to the video. I had to click a separate tab under newest comments to finally see the comment where the dude or some dude was just like, it's like, games have always had multiple systems like this. You know, MMOs have multiple times. Like, yeah, that's the point of
That's exactly what he just said.
That's what John and I were trying to say, where games can't do this. Because single player games can't do this.
Yeah.
We know MMOs can.
Yeah. Games that are meant to be played forever do that.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense. Yeah, so I read that comment. I'm like, I'm not even gonna react to this one. It's like, I'm
the
just
fact that
leaving
even YouTube went, nah.
Yeah, you know, no, seriously, even YouTube was just like, yeah, we're not gonna show you this one's stupid. I'm like, okay, all right, well, thanks. But anyway, that's all the news I had. You guys got anything? No news.
Don't believe so.
Zach, game set a game of the week. Floor is yours.
I had actually had something to mention, but whatever. I guess I'm just gonna do Game State Game of the Week.
Well, what'd you have to mention?
Well, it's past time now. We're on Game State Game of the Week. Damn it.
All right, game set a game of the week then.
So, PUBG. It's a battle royale, right?
This is not what I expected.
But we're not going to talk about just PUBG. We're going to talk about PUBG Blind Spot, PUBG's new game that just released at the beginning of February.
Wait, what?
So, if you didn't know, PUBG has released PUBG Blind Spot, which is an early access game on Steam, released as of February 5th. It is a tactical 5v5 shooter. Now you're thinking, I don't need another tactical 5v5 shooter. Well, what if I told you this game is from the top down?
I still don't need it.
Well, too bad, John, because it's a thing now. So, you have a 5v5 tactical shooter in very much the sense of like Siege in terms of close quarters combat. It's not like long areas and wide areas of what. It's very close quarters inside buildings. One attacking team breaching, one team defending your two sites. You have both attack and defense operators, each with their own special equipment, as well as you have, I guess, best way would be neutral operators because you can play them either on attack or defense. No, I didn't think to count this morning, but there's, I think, about like 12 different operators. I may be off on that because I didn't count them. Overall, the game feels very nice. My whole thing with it is that fact that it is top down. So I was very curious how that would feel for a tactical shooter. Actually feels very nice. Along with that, my biggest takeaway from this is just how much the information, the ways you get information, use it, differs from like a first person shooter or like an over the shoulder shooter. And just because you are seeing from top down, so like you're seeing the other rooms of the buildings, and just you also have side of vision of your teammates. So you not only you have your own vision, you have all your teammates' vision as well to be able to see and stuff like that. So the main selling point for me was just the overall different use of information, how you receive it in this game versus a normal tactical shooter. Overall, I've been having a lot of fun with it. If you check my Steam, I've been putting quite a bit of hours into it.
Yeah, I just looked.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty cool. I just went and looked at it.
I mean, it is, again, it's early access, but don't go, oh, early access. It's free to play, man. You can just go download it. It's free to play.
Right.
Overall, enjoy the feel of it in terms of that. It did take a slight learning because the fact it is top-down shooter, it does feel different from a normal shooter if you're not used to those kind, because why would you be? If you're playing shooters, it's probably not top-down if you're playing a multiplayer shooter, guys. Yeah, PUBG Blind Spot.
Game Set Game of the Week. Shout out. All right, let's hit the music. Let's get out of here. Zach, camera's on you.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. I don't
John.
know if I'll be here next week.
Now, John.
All right.
That's
Well,
very zoomed in.
well, do everything he said and more. And if you like what you saw with us here, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So you can come check us out then.
And make sure to also check out some Rogue Energy with their referral link down below. Promo code SparkTheater to get 10% off your order, as well as SparkTheaterShop.com. People some merch. Join the Discord. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Want to support us for the Patreon? It's a great way to do so. Next week, we'll be having Game Static 250. Shout out for that. I don't know if we're going to do anything special. We'll see. That will be, as we talked about earlier, our communication is not the greatest. So we're going to figure that out. But we will be talking about Pokemon Pocopia, and I'm really excited for it. So look forward to that, and probably how Resident Evil Requiem ends. So cool. All right. Have a good one. Bye.